Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about General Z and debt. This generation, born between 1997 and 2012, is stepping into adulthood during one of the toughest financial times in modern history. While older generations might say, just stop buying lattes, the truth is far more complicated. Gen Z didn't just end up in debt overnight. There's a long list of economic and social factors that led them here. Before we get into it, don't forget, giving this video a like and subscribing really helps the channel grow. If you enjoy this kind of content and want more, that's the best way to support what we're doing. Let's start with education. College tuition has exploded in cost. In the last few decades, it's more than tripled, even after adjusting for inflation. At the same time, wages for young people have barely changed. So General Z was told from the start that college is the key to success, but to get that key, most had to borrow tens of thousands of dollars. For many, taking on student loans wasn't optional. It was the only path forward. Then there's the job market. Many in General Z graduated into a world still recovering from the Great Recession. And just as they started to enter the workforce, the pandemic hit. COVID-19 disrupted entire industries, froze hiring, and left millions of people unemployed. Instead of stable jobs, many were left with gig work or part-time positions that barely cover basic expenses, let alone debt payments. Now let's talk about housing. Rent has gone through the roof. In big cities especially, the cost of living is outpacing what most entry-level salaries can support. In some places, a one-bedroom apartment can eat up more than half of someone's monthly income. Gen Z is often criticized for living with their parents longer, but when rent is unaffordable and buying a home is nearly impossible, what choice do they really have? And it's not just student loans or rent. Credit card debt is rising among General Z too. Many got their first cards to deal with emergencies or cover gaps between paychecks. But they also grew up in a digital world where online shopping, buy now pay later, and 24/7 advertising are normal. It's easier than ever to spend money, and harder than ever to keep track of it. Schools often don't teach financial literacy, so a lot of General Z learns about credit the hard way, after making mistakes. There's also the pressure to keep up. Social media makes it seem like everyone is traveling, buying expensive things, or building businesses at age 20. That creates unrealistic expectations. When you're constantly exposed to curated versions of other people's lives, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. That emotional pressure can push people to spend more than they should, trying to match a lifestyle that isn't real. Inflation adds another layer to the problem. Everyday costs, food, gas, utilities, have all gone up. But paychecks haven't, so even those who avoid debt still struggle to cover the basics. Budgeting doesn't go very far when everything costs more, and your income stays the same. We also need to talk about how easy it is to get into debt now. Apps and websites make it simple to open credit lines, take out loans, or finance big purchases. With just a few taps, you can borrow money without fully understanding the terms. That kind of instant access, combined with low financial knowledge, is a recipe for long-term debt trouble. Now, to be fair, not all debt is bad. Some debt, like student loans or a car loan, can be useful if managed wisely. But General Z isn't just dealing with one type of debt. They're juggling multiple: credit cards, student loans, rising rent, and the general cost of living. It adds up fast, and it creates stress before life even gets started. So what can we do? For starters, we need better financial education, practical, honest, and easy to understand. Not just numbers on a page, but real-world advice. How to budget, how interest works, how to build credit, and how to avoid traps. Platforms like YouTube and TikTok help, but they can't replace proper guidance in school or from policy. We also need to look at the bigger picture. Gen Z isn't broke because they're irresponsible. They're broke because they're living in a system that's changed dramatically, but the rules haven't. College is more expensive, wages haven't caught up, rent is skyrocketing, and inflation keeps rising. It's not about bad decisions. It's about a broken setup. The good news? Gen Z is talking about money in ways older generations didn't. They're open about their struggles. They're learning from each other. They're asking hard questions and challenging norms. And that openness is powerful. It's the first step toward breaking the cycle and demanding better systems. Gen Z didn't create this mess. But they're in it, and they're trying to make the best of it. The pressure, the debt, the uncertainty, it's a lot. But many are using that struggle to push for change. Whether it's calling out unfair practices, promoting financial transparency, or building community knowledge online, they're not staying silent. So next time someone says General Z is careless with money, think again. They're navigating a financial world that's drastically different from what it was 30 years ago. And instead of giving up, they're finding new ways to adapt, survive, and eventually, hopefully, thrive. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for more content like this. This is J03, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.